Greetings, everyone. This is Shantae, aka Shantizi. Welcome to my analysis. Ooh, my earrings going crazy. Hold on for a second. Oh, gosh. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Well, the little malfunctions. Excuse me. Ooh. See, having a little malfunction on a Friday. I mean, on a Saturday, but on a Sunday, excuse me, on June 21st. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. For those who don't have their father living, you can still celebrate his memory, or any surrogate fathers or any other fathers in that sort. I don't have as much today to report to you, but I have some, and I'm going to get to some stuff. And so here we go. So we are at the coronavirus. The coronavirus is the numbers reported. We're at 2.2 million. So it's 2,279,306 cases of COVID as of 9:33 tonight, and the number of deaths is at 119,967. So we are almost reaching the 120,000 threshold. In terms of other countries, Brazil has 1,083,341. Russia has 583,876 and 879. That's according to John Hopkins website. That's where I'm getting all my numbers. So if you want to see all the numbers, you could just go to the John Hopkins website, John Hopkins University website. Just Google it. Also, India has 410,461. UK has 305,803. And then we'll get to the lower tier numbers. Nigeria has 20,244. Ghana has 14,007. Morocco has 9,777. Senegal has 6,315. Haiti has 5,077. Kenya has 4,738. What does all these low number tiers have in common? Black and brown countries, mostly black countries, know how to they actually know how to manage the coronavirus versus the United States. So once again, Nigeria has 20,244. Ghana has 14,700. Morocco has 9,777, and Senegal has 6,351, and therefore long. So these countries know how to control their coronavirus, but California is seeing a rise in their cases, and they have about almost 100,000, or no, a little over 100,000. I think they're at 161, or is it New Jersey? But they're the third, and behind them is Florida. Florida's at 97,000. Florida's almost at 100,000, and while Arizona is about in the 60s, and Texas is around in the 80s, and some of these states below California are states that actually are run by conservatives. So there you have it. And of course, we have no testing. But Donald Trump said the quiet parts out loud, like as I said last night, excuse me. And I have it written down here. And at his rally, he said this. I'm trying to find what he said because I knew I'd write it down somewhere. Because he said the quiet parts out loud. So here we go. He criticized Biden, but he said about testing, because I have it written here. They slowed the testing down because it were testing too much people, but he did praise testing 25 million people. So he basically said that he purposely slowed the testing down because it's dangerous. Because he said it will make the numbers go up. That's what testing is supposed to do, so you know what to do. Instead, he wants things to go back to normal. Things can't go back to normal without proper testing. Just saying. what New York City will go into phase 2. And those who don't know what phase 2 is pretty much phase 2 is restaurants, outdoor and sidewalks, curbsides and plazas, and it will be at a distance 6 feet distance. Salons and barbershops is open at 50% capacity, but you have to go by appointment. Only they letting you by appointment. They're not letting any walk-ins. So those who have their hairdresser's number, unfortunately, I can't find mine. But I'm waiting to like July when the cases started decreasing in New York City, in New York State. That's when I start going places. But I still will be masked up and gloved up, of course, and 6 feet distance from people. And then it's what else? And then it's playgrounds, but no contact sports. And you have to play in the playground at its distancing measures. And offices is open at 50% capacity. And churches and houses of worship at 25% capacity. Yeah. So that's the phase 2 of NYC, and it starts tomorrow. In terms of politics, I told you about Trump's speech and his turnout. His turnout was actually lower than they touted. His rally was like under 7,000. It was not even breaking 10,000 people. They were supposed to have about what they said, millions of people, because they sold a lot of tickets. But people probably thought, again, like COVID-19. And you're doing it in Tulsa. You're doing it in an area where there was a whole race riot around that time. And one of the most blackest area in Black Wall Street. Sounds like not a good idea. You had a majority of white folks. And then your rhetoric, your content of speech was the heritage thing. I have some of it even down. It was like Confederate statues is an assault on our heritage. Whose heritage? White people's heritage. Accuse Ilhan Omar of how to run our country. First of all, she's an American assistant. She came as American citizen. Oh, God, tongue-tied. She came here as a refugee. She's an American elected Congress official. I think Trump wants to do his homework on how people become natural citizens. And also in his rhetoric, he said he has called the COVID-19 as the Kung flu and the Chinese virus. Trump has also criticized AOC. It looks like child's play. He said no administration has done more than any other administration. We all know that's a lie. He criticized CNN as being fake news. He calls Governor Inslee the radical left. He has criticized New York City. He don't want to hear the media. He said he don't hear the media talk about COVID-19 and how he has done a good job combating the Chinese virus. That's the rhetoric he used. And that's why he said the other quiet parts out loud and more. So if you want to win your re-election, you're losing. Because there's multiple polls showing Biden ahead of you by not even a couple points, by like over 10 points. So I think this administration wants to change their messaging. I'm just saying. In terms of the NYPD, because we're going to get into something else. So, according to NBC News, the NYPD has suspended the cop who was shown on a video that went viral of choking someone. And we all know choking has been banned. The NY Council has, I'm so tongue-tied this Sunday, passed a measure to impose criminal penalties on officers who use the ban maneuver. Yeah, they banned chokeholds. But this cop decided to use it on a man and didn't even tell him why he was arrested for, because they had calls of throwing debris and garbage and everything, but doesn't mean you put your hands on somebody. I mean, when will the NYPD, when will cops learn? It was already measures that's passed, not just in New York State, but in other places, and you still want to put your freaking hands on people. Like, come on. For why? Like, this cop culture is so disgusting. Like, there needs to be, this is why the police needs to be defunded. This is why protesters on the street demanding that, and demanding demilitarization of cops. Like, yeah, this is exactly why. And the commission's talking about it's disturbing. Yes, it's disturbing. Take immediate action. Immediate action is firing the person, not suspending them. Firing, because it's banned. It's banned. Duh. Come on. Let's get real with these freaking cops. And the man, supposedly by the communications spokesperson for the NYPD, saying, "Oh, he's fine, but still, you shouldn't put your freaking hands on somebody." For why? On to something else. There's also a statue being taken down. The Theodore Roosevelt statue is going to be taken down from the American Museum of Natural History right on 81st and Central Park West. And the reason for it is because it's an interest of after years of objections that symbolizes colonial expansion and racial discrimination, and it explicitly depicts Native American as a subjugated and racial inferior. That's what de Blasio said in his written statement, and they support the museum's decision, because that was the museum's decision to take it down due to the civil unrest that's happening in the country, according to what the president says. But Theodore Roosevelt's great-grandson, Theodore Roosevelt IV, said the composition of the statue does not reflect Theodore Roosevelt's legacy. Theodore Roosevelt's legacy explains the whole 1898 Spanish War. You may want to do your homework about your grandfather, because he wasn't all that great. Even your cousin, your cousin's generations, FDR, even though he did some good work, but he wasn't a friend to black folks neither. So that statue need to come down, and also the Christopher Columbus statue. They both need to come down. Just saying. In terms of the Justice and Policing bill, that's the last thing to cover. Oh my God, tongue-tied today. Trust me, I didn't really drink that much. I've been cooking all day. That bill will be voted on Thursday in Congress. Most likely it will pass in Congress, but we don't know about the Senate, because they're coming up with their jacked up bill, which is more pro-police and does not ban chokeholds, nor knock arrest, nor immunity. Versus the Democrats, they want to get rid of immunity. Eliminate immunity means that the police can get sued. Put bans on chokeholds. Put bans on no-knock arrest for drug offenses. That's reasonable on the Democratic side. So when people say Democrats don't get shit done, and I'm talking about those Bernie-crats, they may want to do their homework. I'm just saying. But to conclude on this, this was a short day. I hope you guys had a good Father's Day. I will come back with more stuff tomorrow. And if you watch online, that's great. You can also watch on YouTube, because I will post this video on YouTube. So please support. Thank you so much.